Everyone, let us discuss this example. In this example, we have to prove this inequality with a standard notation. So let us start to prove it. So what we consider a set S which is equal to AB cross CD. It's a rectangle in R2, getting? So as you can see in this diagram, AB is a interval, okay, in R, CD is also interval. If you take a cross product, we will have a rectangle like this S. After that, function f, which is a bounded function, that means if attains values, okay, here finite values, and which is defined on this set S. After that, P is a partition of this S which divides this rectangle into subrectangles, as you can see here. So R1, R2 and so on Rn. So because of this partition P, the rectangle S is divided in subrectangles, n number of subrectangles. We are calling it the maths R1, R2 and so on Rn. After that, we are defining capital Mi. Okay, let capital Mi, which is equal to supremum of f of xy, where xy belongs to Ri. Okay, so for I running from 1 to n. For each I, we have defined this capital Mi. So that means for each subrectangle, function will have some maximum value, that is nothing but capital Mi. And for each subrectangle, function will have some minimum value also, that will be small mi. Let me write. So small mi is equal to infimum of f of xy, where xy belongs to Ri, I running from 1 to n. Okay, for each subrectangle, function will have some maximum value, some minimum value. For example, for 10th subrectangle, function will have some maximum value, that will be capital M10. And for that same subrectangle, function will have some minimum value, that will be small m10, right? So after that, we define capital M, which is equal to supremum of f of xy, where xy belongs to S. That here we have considered that subrectangle only, but here we consider entire subrectangle S. Over the entire rectangle S, function will have some largest value, some maximum value, that will be capital M, and over the entire rectangle S, function will have some minimum value, some lowest value, that will be small m. Let me mention here. So small m is equal to infimum of f of xy, where xy belongs to S, right? So let us find a relation between them. Okay, let me write here relation between them clearly. So will you tell me which will be the smallest one out of this four? See, this capital small m will be the lowest value of f over the entire rectangle S. So it will be a smallest one, getting? So clearly small m less than or equal to small mi, that is also infimum value, but over that subrectangle only, getting? Over that subrectangle. So possibly it will be greater than m. So this is small mi is greater than small m. Okay, and see, these are two infimums and these are two supremums. Obviously small mi will be less than or equal to capital Mi and capital M. After that, let us find what will be the next. So this one will be less than capital Mi. Since small mi is infimum, capital Mi is supremum. Okay, so obviously supremum is greater than or equal to infimum, and we have a same subrectangle, getting? So capital Mi will be greater than or equal to small mi, and this is obviously less than or equal to capital M, because for capital M is nothing but supremum of f over the entire rectangle S. That means the largest value of f over the entire rectangle S, so it will be the largest value among these four. So this relation we have, and it is true for all I running from 1 to n. After that, what will I do? I will multiply all sides of this inequality by area of Ri. Okay, let me do that. Let me multiply both sides. Okay, m area of Ri less than or equal to mi area of Ri. See, it's a positive real number. Getting the area cannot be negative, cannot be 0. So that's why, yes, same inequality will be maintained. Capital Mi area of Ri, and this is less than or equal to capital M area of Ri, and this is true for all I running from 1 to n. Okay, so make a screenshot of it. After that, we will go further. Okay, so let us continue. What will I do now? I will take summation of all sides, since this is true for all I know. So let us take summation. So therefore, summation m area of Ri, right? I running from 1 to n. Let me write here. less than or equal to summation I running from 1 to n mi area of Ri less than or equal to summation I running from 1 to n capital Mi area of Ri less than or equal to summation I running from 1 to n capital M area of Ri. Okay, so I took the summation of all sides. Okay, let me remove that. See that small m is independent on that summation, since summation is of I, so m will come outside. So therefore m will come outside. Summation I running from 1 to n area of Ri. Okay, less than or equal to, see, you are familiar with that, this is nothing but lower sum getting. So this is LPF with partition P and function F less than or equal to, see, this is upper sum, so you can call it as UPF, right? UPF, and this is less than or equal to, here capital M is independent on that summation, so you can take it outside. So M summation I running from 1 to n area of Ri. So let us see what we have now. Summation of area of Ri. So that means, you know, Ri means sub-rectangle, area of Ri. So we are taking area of each sub-rectangle and we are taking their sum. Getting? So what will happen if you take sum of areas of all sub-rectangles? So obviously we will have area of S. Getting? So this summation is nothing but area of S. So therefore M area of S less than or equal to LPF less than or equal to UPF less than or equal to M. See, this is this same summation we have. So this is nothing but area of S. Okay. So see, but we know that UF means what? Infimum of UPF. I'm writing in short, where P is a partition, where P is partition. Okay, V is partition of S. Okay, and you are familiar with LF also. Okay, which is equal to supremum of LPF, where same, P is partition of S. So we can also call it as upper integral. We can also call it as lower integral. So you know that upper integral is always least value of lower sum, sorry, upper sum, and LF, that means lower integral, is a maximum or supremum value of lower sum. Okay, this thing we have. So therefore definitely we can write, let me write. So we can use these definitions in our inequalities. So we will have M area of S less than or equal to LPF, right? So this thing we have area LPF, and LPF is see, its supremum value is LF, so therefore LF is greater than or equal to LPF. So lower integral is always less than or equal to upper integral UF, but see, UF is infimum value of UPF, that means UF will be the lowest value of upper sum, so this is less than or equal to UPF. And what we have, UPF is less than or equal to M area of S. That means we combine all definitions and inequalities, and finally we got this one. So let us remove unnecessary part. Say this is not required now. Let us remove lower sum. This upper sum is also not required. Let me remove it. So therefore M area of S less than or equal to LF less than or equal to UF less than or equal to M area of S. So this thing we have. But see, as they have mentioned double integration f over S, that means the function is double integrable. Okay, so that means lower integral is equal to upper integral is equal to actual integral. So let me mention, but lower integral is equal to upper integral is equal to double integration of S over S. So that's why both of them are equal, and we can replace them by double integration of f over S. Let me do that, make a screenshot of it, then we'll go further. See, therefore we can write, okay, therefore we can write, therefore, so what will be our conclusion? M area of S is less than or equal to double integration of f over S, right? This is less than or equal to capital M area of S. So that is not required now. Okay, so let me remove that. See, let us find area of S, but see, but area of S is a rectangle basically, getting? So we have to find its area. How to find area of rectangle? Length into breadth. So what will be its length? B minus A, and its breadth will be D minus C, right? So this is the area of rectangle S. So let me put it here. So therefore M into B minus A D minus C less than or equal to double integration f over S less than or equal to capital M B minus A D minus C. So in this way we proved it, getting? So make a screenshot of it, then we will stop. Thank you. Bye bye.